Awesome. So we're going to get started. I'm seeing lots of familiar faces. I'm so happy you're all here. Um, First things first, you know the drill. So if you have any art supplies around, just kind of keep them close by. It really can be anything: markers, pens, pencils, paints, pastels, whatever works for you. It's good to have that nearby. So then, after we do our meditation, we can get to some art making introspection time together. Having said that, I'm going to jump into the meditation. You can feel free to shut your camera off, and make sure that you're muted during this time. You don't have to close your eyes or anything like that, but if you want to, I think it enhances the experience. Otherwise, you can just kind of soften your gaze and find a place to focus on in the room for just a few moments, and get yourself comfortable. Okay, we'll spend about 10-15 minutes doing a meditation today. And today we're going to focus on, as if our internal experience was the weather, what's our weather report for today? So something for you to think about as we go through this, okay? What is your weather report? What's your internal emotional landscape telling you about how you're feeling, okay? All right, so take a few moments, just kind of get settled in your seat or wherever you are, bed, desk, whatever you're sitting at. And just take a moment to breathe and just notice the natural rhythm of your breathing. Do a check-in with your body. Maybe you haven't had a check-in with your body for some time today or in the past week. So really just notice what's coming up for you. You can start to breathe in and exhale rather slowly if you can. Trying to slow down your body's rhythm of the breath. Just to become an observer of your experience for now. Know that this is a place free of judgment and criticism. It's a safe space for you to be in your body, to observe your experience, and also to be creative. And let's just set an intention together for our time that there's really no right or wrong way to engage in mindfulness, in meditation, in a creative process. When you find yourself getting a bit distracted or kind of getting away from your immediate experience, you can just gently nudge yourself to come back. There's no reason to be upset with yourself if you lose touch with the present moment. There's no need for criticism, and there's no expectation right now. This is your time for self-care, and have a moment just to give yourself a bit of gratitude for showing up for yourself tonight. There's nowhere else to be other than the here and now. Check in with your breathing again and see if it's slowing down at all. See if you notice any areas of tension or stress in your body. Notice if you're having any migraine symptoms. Just take note of that right now And you can breathe into those areas of your body that may feel a bit uncomfortable or tense, or maybe your body is feeling a bit relaxed. That's great. It's okay if it's not. It's okay if there's pain or tension. You can even move the parts of your body that might feel a little bit difficult to experience right now. You can just gently move in your seat, just continuing to deepen your comfort in this experience. I want you to notice your mind, and is it active? Is it busy? Do you feel distracted or are you focused? Is your mind starting to feel a bit quieter? Are there things that are calling for your attention right now? If you can just notice those things, notice them and let them move through you like a wave just washing over you, continuing to come back to your immediate experience here and now. So we've checked in with our body, we've checked in with our mind, our thoughts, and now we're going to check in with our emotions. Can you identify what emotions might be present for you right now? Are you feeling open, accepting, excited? Was there something about the day that frustrated you? Are you fatigued? Do you have any fear or anger, anything, happiness? Or maybe you're just kind of feeling neutral right now, and that's also okay. The most important thing is just to notice what it is going on for you. And perhaps you feel the emotions in a certain part of your body. So just start to notice if there's any feelings that you have, big or small, both pleasant and unpleasant. And just sit with that for a moment. Now that we've checked in with ourselves a bit, I'd like you to imagine your internal state as a type of weather right now. What would the weather be for you internally right now? Does it feel like a breeze on a sunny day? Is there rain, fog, maybe clouds? You could even start to visualize a space. You could visualize the weather in an outdoor space, and maybe it's a bit tumultuous, like there's some fire, rain, hurricane, or maybe it's just okay and calm. I want you to notice the sights, the sounds, the feeling of the air. Take a breath in, a deep breath, and really see if you can imagine the smell of the air in the space that you're in. And I just want you to sit with yourself and experience whatever this weather condition is that is coming up for you right now. Is it beautiful? Is it a bit uncomfortable? Does it feel okay? Notice what it feels like. Notice if the weather changes at all as you start to notice it. And just take a few more breaths in this space, this outdoor space, with these sights and smells and sounds you're experiencing. Another deep breath in and a slow exhale. And as you feel ready, I'd like to welcome you to return to our experience together here. And just open your eyes and come back to focus on your surroundings. See if anything feels a bit different for you. Take a moment to resettle. And now I'd like you to take some time to notice your art supplies if you brought them. If you haven't, it's okay to just sit and enjoy our time together. You can continue to breathe and deepen yourself in the meditation. But if you'd like to create something visual or even do some writing, I'd like to invite you to do that now. And what you can do is really just try to reflect on your experience, on some part of your experience with this. So you may be inspired to draw the weather condition that you experienced. Maybe there was a visual component to it, or maybe there's something else that came up for you as part of the mindfulness exercise. And I'd like you to see if you can depict that in some way using whatever medium you've chosen. And we're going to take about 10 minutes or so to just try to see if we can capture this, the essence of this experience that you are having. And I'm going to create with you as well. I'd like to work in silence together for about 10 minutes, and I'll check in with you periodically. Um, Please feel free to put on some music for yourself if that helps you, or just spend some time quietly creating. And I'll be back to check in with you in a few moments. take a few more moments to continue creating. You may start to notice there might be some critical thoughts or judgment that comes up in the art making process, right? Sometimes we judge what we're making or working on. So if that's something that's coming up for you, um, I'd like to remind you that this is a good opportunity to practice with mindfulness, returning to what you're doing in the immediate moment and without judgment of it. Because there's really no right or wrong. If this is about the process of making something creative, something therapeutic for you to enjoy. So if you're noticing any thoughts coming up, just know that that's normal and that's okay. And we're going to gently redirect those thoughts back to what we're focusing on, to what your process is. And we'll work for another few more minutes and then we'll find a place to stop. So just give yourself another few minutes. And then you can also return to this at any time as well if you're enjoying it. All right, I would like for you to try to find a stopping point if you can. I know that can be difficult in the middle of doing something creative. So it's okay if you want to continue this. the process of making art in and of itself is a mindfulness exercise, right? Like I was saying, we're trying to return to the process of art making and silence the thoughts that we might be having and just really be in the moment with our process. So it's a really good exercise to continue while we're not meeting as well. So I would just like to open it up for a few minutes. I like to leave a few minutes at the end to just have a brief discussion if there's anything anyone wants to share that would be important for you to express in our meeting, how you're feeling, how this was for you, what came up for you, if there was any new insights that emerged, or if you want to share what you worked on, you're welcome to do that. So feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like.
Anyone? Bueller? Bueller?
I can go.
Sure.
Heidi, you're always one to jump in. That's
It's the
awesome.
Oh,
teacher in me because I hate, when you're a
yeah.
teacher and you're like, come on, people. Like,
Yeah. It's okay. I don't like to obligate people to, feel like they have to participate. I know it can be really personal too. But
yeah.
yes, we would love for you to share, Heidi.
So it was interesting because I'm having a pretty good day, just kind of my usual. I work so much slower than I think I'm going to. But I'm feel pretty accepting of that. But right at the end of the meditation, I started to physically feel vertigo. So this
Mm,
more reflects that. Like I tried to capture the calm, nice day, but then,
mm,
I started feeling myself spinning. Um,
mm.
so that's what it.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, it looks like, right? Like you had some peace of mind and like some calmness, and then all of a sudden you're starting to feel a symptom of the vertigo come on, you know.
Yeah, but I tried to show like that it's still a nice calm day, it's just
Mm,
one of those migraine symptoms I get to experience.
exactly.
But it
That's
didn't ruin
true.
the day. Like it wasn't that significant, luckily. So,
Yeah. Well, that's true. Like that really puts it into perspective. Like you're not allowing it to ruin your experience, you
well,
know,
that and it's not severe enough. I
not
mean, I
severe
know that
enough
that
to.
isn't always a choice, but
Yes,
yeah, but luckily,
exactly.
for me right now it is.
Yeah. I'm very glad to hear that. It's absolutely not always a choice. Certainly. Yeah. But you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else wish to share at all?
I see Leslie has her
Oh,
hand up.
Leslie, feel free to unmute
Oh,
yourself if
oh
you'd
yeah,
like.
I did. I didn't really draw anything because I'm out of different state this time. I'm visiting Connecticut, been here for almost 2 weeks. I only had coloring books with me. I didn't bring no paper or anything with me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's all I was doing. I mean, my migraines have been pretty steady lately. I haven't really had any bad ones because I've been on Amivic for a couple months. So I think that's
Mm,
helping. I give the
mm-hmm.
injection myself once a month. I was on Legality, but it didn't really help. And the Amavig's making pretty good. I have Maxall as needed. Rizatriptan's not a name for it, but I haven't had to take any in a few weeks because I'm probably in a less stressed environment than I
You're in
am
a
at
you're in a less stressful environment right now.
visiting my dad, so it's more calm here.
Yeah, that's great.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I have to go back Monday. I have to fly back to Pittsburgh on Monday. Straight
Mm-hmm.
flight, easy, Breeze Airlines, so it's straight. I don't have to transfer anything, so I get to cut in front of everyone because I broke my ankle back in June, but now cast has been off for 2 weeks now.
Mm.
Boot,
Yeah.
but I still can drive. I just take the boot off and put my sneakers on when I drive. And I
Well,
didn't break
glad
the
you
whole foot. Not like broke the whole foot. I broke the ankle at the bottom of the ankle.
glad you're doing a little bit
I fell
better.
backwards in June 17th.
Oh,
Hit
oh
my
no.
head. It was like the third time I fell since May 24th, but the other two times I didn't get hurt. I hit my head that time, but there's nothing wrong with my head. Thank God.
I'm glad you're doing okay. And I also noticed that in the chat, Jim posted that next Thursday at 12:30 Pacific time, there's going to be a virtual migraine and chronic pain support group. So definitely if you guys are interested in
What
that,
time what time would that be Eastern time?
3:30,
3:30. Yep.
and it's going to be some Stanford special guest speakers,
Okay.
doctors, who are going to discuss all the aspects of psilocybin treatments, some of the new cutting edge treatments
Oh, I don't think I could go.
for migraine and chronic pain, for back pain and chronic pain management.
I don't think I could go because I'm headed to a concert at night in
Mm,
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And including some clinical studies. Also, since I'm talking, one of the things that, since you mentioned medications, that a lot of people aren't aware of yet, is that if you're on Medicare, starting in January 1st, the maximum outlay for prescription medications under Medicare will be $2,000 max.
Mm.
After that, everything will be covered and the donut hole will be eliminated,
Mm.
which is good news when it comes to these expensive migraine medications for people on Medicare.
I don't pay anything. I was paying $11.20, but now I hit my thing for the year. It's been zero, but
Mhm.
I'm on their extra help thing, what Pennsylvania has.
Yeah.
So I don't pay for my Medicare Advantage plan. I just pay for the Medicare or whatever part you have to pay for on my Social Security disability check. So I
That's
don't,
great. Thank
Yeah,
you
so
for
assuming
sharing
things
that.
don't change after the election, that will go into effect January 1st.
mm.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. Anything else, Lisa, that you want to share before we?
Well, thank you so much, Jen. That was wonderful. And thanks everyone who shared and everyone who joined. I put in the chat a link if people want to check it out. It explains all the things Miles for Migraine offers for free, including mindfulness series like this. So consider supporting us if you can. And thanks for engaging in self-care.
Can
And
I
yes,
just
Heidi?
ask a question before we leave?
Yeah.
Just a follow-up for Jim, because the psilocybin thing sounds interesting, but it's a support group. So I'm just wondering if that portion will be recorded in case people can't attend.
Oh, Jim, you're on mute. You're still on mute. There you go.
There we go. The actual presentation, I'm going to ask permission to record that, but it's up to the Stanford presenters if they'll allow that. But the rest of the meeting and the check-ins and the optional mindfulness exercises for the group are never recorded. That's considered under HIPAA and private. But the actual presentation, and there may be hopefully a Q&A session afterwards, might be recorded, but not anything from any of the participants other than the speakers themselves. But I have to ask permission from the Stanford people to do that.
And Juliana, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. I'm curious if this is open to people to attend because there wasn't any indication of a link that we would access.
No,
or
it's just you just
to join.
register a Miles for Migraine from the group and sign in, just like you would for any other group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it
Jim,
be
where-
possible for that kind of information to be sent out? I haven't registered for Miles for Migraine. in
Jim,
some
where
time.
on the site would that be under? Because I could link to that section.
That's under support groups.
Okay, I'll put a link in the chat.
They're
right
all the support groups on Miles for Migraine are listed there.
Great, thank you so
And
much.
mine's the third Thursday of the month.
Awesome. Great. Some
And you
great
just put something in
connections
chat?
here. I think Lisa mentioned that she was going to put it in the chat.
Awesome, thank
Okay.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Sorry, I'm having a enhanced migraine today, so I'm a little bit flaky.
No, absolutely.
It's
Just
85
dropped it.
degrees in my room right now, so.
Mhm. Okay, it looks like it's in the
Beautiful
chat.
mountainous background there, Jim. I like your background.
Oh, thank you. That's where I go fly fishing.
I bet you wish you were there now if it's 85 in your room.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So
you
hopefully
so
you get that
much.
link. Make sure you click on it. So you can have access to that. So you could sign up for any of the future support groups. Looks like some really interesting stuff happening.
Yeah, one thing I should say is that they'll be offering to join a clinical trial, but that's only for people in the local area because it has to be at Stanford and physically and UCSF.
Hmm.
But the
Great.
information will be, helpful, hopefully for all.
Thank you so much, Jen, for sharing that. And thank you, Jen, for the wonderful art therapy session.
Yes.
Hope to
All
see you
right.
all in 2 weeks.
Really
Take
helpful.
care.
Okay,
Yeah.
great,
Thank
everybody. Have a
you.
great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.